Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is the demo for the Computer Systems Engineering Lab project. This is the software project. We built a game on we built a game that runs completely on Java. The game is called Escape AUS. AUS here stands for Artificial University of Sciences. The player here is a student, and their goal is to get out of AUS. They will have different obstacles, and they will search for different clues and get a passcode, enter it into the server room, and then they will also collect a key card that will allow them to ultimately exit the campus. I will be walking you through how the game works, and we'll also be playing along here. I think that's the best way to explain the game. So I'm gonna run the game. So I'm gonna enter my name. As you can see here, we start off in the lobby. There's a description as to how the lobby looks like. We have items that exist here, so you can see that there's a key card and a sticky note, and we also see that there is an exit in the east direction. Now here, if I can type help to see the list of commands that I can run. Now since I see that we have a key card here, I think it's best that we pick this item. So I will say pick key card. Great, I picked up the key card. Now I also see that there's a sticky note here. I am going to examine the sticky note. Okay, upon examining the sticky note, I see that here the first digit of the shutdown code is A2. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to write it down. Now since I can type look again to see what I can do here. As you can see, since I took the key card is no longer here, and since we already examined the sticky note, I don't think the only option here is to go east. Now, oh, look here, Mr. Ali attacks Abdurrahman Maikar. Now, since I got attacked by Mr. Ali, here I can type health to see my remaining health. Each attack from a professor lowers your health by 20. As you can see here, I started with 100, now I'm at 80. If I hit 0, the game is over and I've lost. Now let's look at this room. There's a description as to what's inside the room. There's also an item here, as you can see here, whiteboard. Let's examine the whiteboard. Okay, the whiteboard has a number circled, and below it says second. So that's that is a clue that says that the second number of the pin code is an 8. Now I also want to show some of the coding things that went behind the way the game runs. I just want to demonstrate some error handling, for example. So if I hit enter without any arguments, it just continues, it just loops without crashing. If I say go without a direction, it says go where. It asks you to specify a direction. Let's say I do a command, let's do help. See, if I try to do a command that does not exist inside this command list, let's say for example fight, it says unknown command, type help for a list of commands. Now let's get back to the game. I'm gonna say look. Okay, so as we are looking, we see here we have the whiteboard. We already acquired a clue from the whiteboard. Now let's move on. Let's try to go east. So I'm gonna say go east, and before I do that, I'm gonna try to go to a direction that does not exist. So if I say go north, you can't go that way. Okay, now let's go east. Oh, okay, so east, it says that way is locked. Then let's try going to south. Okay, so we went south, which is now the laboratory. We can see here that Miss Selsabil has attacked. So this ultimately means that we lost more health. Okay, let's inspect the stuff that we have here. So the items that exist here is a USB drive and a schedule. Let's pick up the USB drive because we might need it later in the game. Okay, interesting. See, as you can see here, this was unintended, but when I made a typo, it says that there is no USB drive here because of the way I spelled it. Let's see, let's do that again. Okay, so I picked up the USB drive. Let's also examine the schedule. Okay, so I'm examining the schedule, and it says that there's a handwritten note that says third digit is 4. I am going to note that down again. Now, as you can see here, there's only one way moving forward from this, is back north. So let's go north. We are now back in the library. So we came from the west. We already explored south. Now the only way to go is east. But if I say go east, it says the way is locked. So let's look at the inventory. I have a key card and a USB drive. Since the way that I want to go, since east is blocked, I am going to use the key card. And it says that you swipe the key card, the server room now is open. So now I'm gonna try to go east again, and now I have entered the server room. I got attacked again. So now I really need to use whatever I have to escape, and before I lose my health. Now here I have it says I have items here is manual, so I'm going to examine the manual. Examining the manual says the emergency code last digit is A7. Okay, so now we have, based on all the clues across the map, we have now acquired that the code is 2847, and here it says so the code is 2847. So now what I'm going to do is use the USB drive. So upon using the USB drive, it says enter shutdown code. Now we already know that the code is 2847, but I'm going to input the incorrect code on purpose just to show how the system would work. So if I did some random numbers, it says wrong code, an alarm blares, you take 20 damage. So we can see here we're at the critical stage. Any more mistakes means we lose the game. So let's use the USB drive again. Okay, as for the shutdown code, 2847, code accepted. The server shuts down with a dying hum. Now the exit hall is accessible. We are going to look. The only exits we have from here is east, so we are going to go east. And there you go. Congratulations, you shut down the server and escaped. This is one of 3 ways that the game could end. This one is by winning. The second is by losing, where your health drops below 0, drops to 0 or below 0. And the third is when you quit. When you quit, it just gives a graceful exit. So I'll just quickly demonstrate how that looks like. So I'm just gonna go back and forth, go east, go south, go north, go west. What's my health? 40. So I'm gonna go back east and then go south again. As you can see here, okay, I mentioned I was gonna do the graceful exit, but I did the one where the health is lost. But anyways, as you can see here, that it says game over, a professor caught you, you didn't survive. The reason is because I kept going back and forth between the rooms, and the professors kept kept noticing me, and they attacked me. Therefore I lost all the health. I'm also going to do another run where I show the graceful exit. So if I run help, as you can see, there's a quit command. So if I quit, it says game over, you gave up. That is the entire pipeline of our game from start to finish, and I tried to include as many edge chases and test cases as I possibly could to demonstrate how the game works. And thank you. That's all.